Hey guys, welcome back to Life on Greenwood, and I got my DNA done. So I want to share it with you. If you want to see my results, the results of my DNA test, then stick around. Hey guys, welcome back to Life on Greenwood. I got my DNA results back. For Christmas, hubby gave me a 23andMe DNA test kit. And this was something I've been talking about for a long time. I wanted to have my DNA tested to see, where I came from and who my relatives were and all of that. And I've been talking about this for a long time. And, I've gone online and checked some things, some of the censuses, and go back. You can only go back so far, though. My parents are both from Alabama, so I knew that. I knew, I knew my paternal grandmother's name, my paternal grandfather's name. Was close to my paternal grandmother. I never really met my paternal grandfather, but my mother's mother, of course, I'd met her. And my mother's father died before she died when I think she was like 14 or something. But, I knew a lot more about my mother's side of the family. And, pictures of my mother's grandfather and all of that. And, we used to spend time in Alabama on my mother's side, not on my father's side, although we knew a little bit of my father's side. So I was always curious. And as African Americans, we're always curious. I think most of us are curious to know where we came from, besides, we all say, oh, we're from down south. Our family's from down south. We all say that. But, we had to be from somewhere else before we were down south. So I wanted to find out where my family was from before we were all in Alabama. So I've been talking about this DNA testing and for a long time, like ancestry.com or something. So hubby surprised me at Christmas with a 23andMe kit. So I was excited. I've never been so excited to spit in a tube in my life. So I want to share some of the results with you because I was really surprised. Surprised? I was surprised. I don't know what it was. I don't know. I think I kind of expected some of the results, but I don't know. It's a little emotional because now I have a better picture of where my family came from. But anyway, I did some screenshots and I'll include them, but I'll just read from the kit. No surprise that 86.3% of my results are from, or my family in DNA is from sub-Saharan Africa. And that was not a surprise. What was the surprise was the West African countries that where my family comes from. I was thinking it was going to be more. I was joking with hubby before the results came out. It's a little warm in here. I'm going to turn on the fan. Hold on a second. I'm going to turn on the fan. I was joking before I read the results. I was joking that, I was going to be from Sierra Leone, Cameroon, something like that. And it turns out that it's mostly 35.3% from Nigeria and 21.9% from Ghana, Liberia, and Sierra Leone. So that's the majority of the 86.3 86.3% from sub-Saharan Africa, which again, I shouldn't have been surprised, but I was like thinking, oh, maybe it's Cameroon, or something like that. Yeah, I even thought, hey, maybe I'm from Egypt. Who knows? But anyway, the other thing that surprised me, and it should not have been a surprise, but one other thing that surprised me was the 11.9% European. Now, that, I guess seeing it in black and white, thinking it all these years, and knowing that, and hearing that, most a lot of African Americans have European blood in them, but when you actually see it in black and white, and you see it, it's 11.9% European, and that breaks out to 10.1% Northern European, which is British and Irish, is 6.6%, Scandinavian, broadly Northern European and Southern European. So 11.9% European. So I mean, we heard about how how Africans, or we heard how enslaved Africans had babies with white men. So it's different when you actually see it, and you know it. I mean, we know it because look at my complexion. Of course, there's something there, definitely something mixed with something, and the rest is 1.3% Eastern Asian and Native American. So we know we're mixed with something, but it's different when you actually see it. So one of the good things that came out of this 23andMe is I checked for relatives who actually took the test, and I was able to find a cousin who looks like he's my second cousin on my father's side. So as I said, I've never met my father's father. I knew his name, because my mother knew his name and all of that, and my father's knew his name, but he was like an outside child. So I never really met my father's father. I knew the information. I knew where he was from. So I did reach out to a cousin. So I'm hoping that he'll respond, and I'm hoping he responds, and I hope we get some, we're able to connect, and I can get some more information about my father's side of the family, and just learn a little bit more about them. And that's a whole group of people that I've never even met. I think there's like one or two cousins from my father's side who live in Philly that I knew growing up, but other than that, nothing. So I'm really excited about that. So those are the results, and I'm glad I did it. I may try an Ancestry kit as well to see, if it backs this up. Oh, and I think I'm going to ask my sister to do one. So I have one surviving sibling. I think I'm going to ask my sister to do one as well, because, we Black people, we come in so many different shades, and my sister is much darker than I am, like much darker than I am, and growing up, I think we look alike, like our features might be similar, but she's just really much darker than I am. So I was always curious. I used to tease my mother about me belonging to that my dad was the milkman and all of that. It's really funny, but my mother didn't think that was funny. She didn't think that was funny. But I want to ask my sister to do it and see what her results are, and see if they're close to mine. But I just wanted to share that with you. I thought it was interesting. I just thought it was really interesting, especially that 11.9% Northern European. But my family's last name on my mother's side is Irish. It's you know, who knew? Who knew? I think we all knew. I think we all knew. We all knew, but you know, it's interesting when we actually see it. We actually see it in writing. So I just thought I'd bring that to you. And if you haven't gotten your DNA tested, I think go ahead and get that done. I think it's exciting. I just think it's exciting. It's eye-opening. But I'd like to have like to be able to attach some people to some of these results. So this cousin, hopefully this cousin will he'll have more information, and I can connect with him. But guys, if you have any questions, leave me your comments below, and I'll be sure to get back to you. And thank you for checking this out. I appreciate you. Bye.